Welcome to Leadership and Growth Fireside. I'm Greg Cannon, a place providing stories and insights to benefit you on your journey. No lectures or telling you what you must do. Instead, insights and possibilities for your own vision. Pull up a chair. Let's explore the path to your extraordinary potential together. Hello, friends. Greg here. I want to take a few moments today to talk about something that really ties all the other principles that we've talked about together. Principle 14, never compromise your values. It's about living your values and achieving success with integrity. This principle is woven between the lines of all the other principles we've talked about. It's like the glue that binds everything else together. And I think it might be exactly what you need to hear today. If everything we've been talking about has been bricks in the wall, this principle, it's the mortar. It holds it all together. Or, like my granny used to say, we're just putting the icing on the cake. So let's break this down a little. Imagine you're building your ideal life the same way that you would build a home. Before the walls go up, before the roof goes on, you need a foundation. Your core values. That's your foundation. They support your decisions, shape your relationships, and keep you steady when things get shaky. You have to know what you stand for, especially when life tries to knock you off course. I'll never forget something my Paw Paw told me. Good character is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. And that stuck with me big time. Because your values, they're not just about how you act when people are around. They're about who you are when it's just you. They show up in every part of life, from your business to your friendships to how you treat strangers. I remember a time not too long after we started in business. A supplier offered me a cash incentive to switch from a longtime partner to their brand. On paper, it looked like a no-brainer. Better margin, fewer restrictions, and that quick cash boost I really could have used. But the catch? I'd have to back out of a verbal agreement I'd already made. No contract, no paper trail. No one would have known. But I would have known. I sat with that for a night. I thought about my name, my word, what kind of man I was trying to be, not just the businessman. The next morning, I politely declined. And let me tell you, there were no fireworks, no applause. But I slept like a baby that night. And the respect I gained from that decision showed up in ways I never expected later. Maybe you've had moments like that, where you had to choose between what's easy and what's right. In the early days of building a business, there are real temptations, shortcuts, promises you want to make, but you can't keep. When you've got bills stacking up and competitors snapping at your heels, it's easy to justify, just this once. But here's what I've learned. The businesses and the people that last are the ones who build everything on their values. In funeral service, families trust us with sacred moments. And that trust, that's everything. I realize no amount of financial gain is worth risking that. Let me ask you, what's sacred to you in your work or life? What's something that you would never want to compromise? Some of my proudest decisions weren't about profits. They were about standing firm in what I believe, even when no one would have known if I hadn't. But you see, I would have known. And that's enough. Living out your values, it isn't always easy. But I promise you, it's worth it. Let's talk about your own journey. You're going to have moments, if you haven't already, where standing firm in your values cost you something. Maybe it's an opportunity or a relationship, a deal that could change everything on the surface. But compromising your values, that's a deal with a hidden cost. It might bring short-term relief, but it often leads to long-term regret. And regret, that's a weight that it doesn't go away quickly. What are your non-negotiables? Name your top 3 values, the ones you won't trade no matter what. Maybe it's integrity, compassion. Maybe it's your faith. Whatever they are, I encourage you, write them down. Stick them somewhere you'll see them every day, on your bathroom mirror or inside your notebook or maybe on a card in your wallet. I'm going to give a suggestion of 5 practices that have helped me to stay true to what matters most to me. I hope these suggestions will be helpful for you. First, think long term. Ask yourself, will this feel right 5 years from now? 10 years? You see, sometimes zooming out is what gives you the right view. And surround yourself with the right people. When your inner circle lives with integrity, it's easier for you to do the same. And remember, someone is always watching. And then check in regularly. Even good people drift without realizing it. Self-checks go a long way. And prepare for pressure. And when the time comes that you know there's a challenge in front of you, rehearse your response. Think it through. Just like you were planning a speech. Work it through in your mind. Plan your stand. And create a personal mission statement. Just 1 or 2 lines that remind you of who you are and what matters. And keep it close. Let it be what anchors you. And then something else to think about. When you live your values consistently, I promise you, people notice. Even if they don't say it out loud, they feel it. It shows up in how they treat you, how they talk about you, and the trust they place in you. If we take a moment and think about Chick-fil-A's founder, Truett Cathy. He built a brand around values, integrity, faith, and service. Now, whether you agree with every decision he made or not, you can't deny the consistency in his approach. His leadership wasn't about perfection. It was about conviction. And listen, you have that same power right now, right where you are. Your values are your compass. They'll help you navigate stormy weather and unfamiliar territory. And when you stick with them, especially when things are hard, you build something stronger than any shortcut ever could. Trust. Trust in yourself and trust from others. Here's my challenge. Set aside just 10 quiet minutes and write down your top 3 core values, the ones that matter most. And for each, jot down a moment when you lived that value. Maybe it cost you something, but it gave you peace. Ask yourself, where in my life do I need to stand firmer? And finally, listen, your values aren't holding you back from success. They're holding you up so you can reach it. Next week, we'll wrap up this series about these 14 principles by exploring how these principles come to life in leadership, how they build not just successful individuals, but trustworthy leaders that develop other leaders. Until then, stay true to who you are. That is where your real strength